Hey, what's up guys? Weekly Light here, and today I'm going to be covering the zombies and pit people. So first up, let's go over their stats. So the zombies are affected by their helmets that they have, and they cannot wield any weapons. So all zombies can move 2 steps and have 2.5 hearts if they're not the hero, which is about 30-ish health, and then they'll have 3 hearts if they are the hero, which takes them up to about 40-ish health. It's all approximate. Remember, their health goes up every level, and also their damage goes up every level. So the health of my zombies will be different than the health of your zombies, depending on their levels. All zombies will have a 29% res chance badge, where they can come back into the fight. And they will have a 33% slow badge, which means their melee attacks have a 33% chance to slow. They have a 70% poison defense badge, so they take reduced damage from poison, and they have a 50% ice weakness badge, so they take bonus damage from ice. So when the zombies are not the hero, and they have no helmet, they have 90% weight and 6 attack. When they become the hero, they keep their 90% weight, but they go up to 7 attack. With a light helmet, it has 90% weight and 5 attack, and when it becomes the hero, it stays at 90% weight and goes up to 6 attack. With a medium helmet, though, it gains a sword resist badge, and its weight goes up to 100%. It can deal 5 damage if it's not the hero, and it has low defense. When it becomes the hero, it deals 6 damage, and it has medium defense. With a heavy helmet, it gains the sword resist badge. Its weight goes up to 110, so it becomes overweight, and then it starts getting the downsides of that. So I think it's a lowered attack and whatnot. And then it goes down to 4 attack, and it has medium defense. When it becomes the hero, it has 5 attack and much higher defense. So the trend with the zombies is if you make it the hero, it basically gains 1 more attack, and if it has a medium or a heavy helmet, it gains significantly more defense. Okay, so now let's go over its defenses. So as seen before, it resists poison damage, which is most commonly seen in mushrooms, but it is weak to ice damage, which no units actually have ice damage, only weapons can deal ice damage. Their defenses are pretty good, but they do have very little health. You do get 2 of them, which makes up for their low health pool though. Offensively, they only have a melee attack, which it's actually a pretty good melee attack because it has a pretty high chance to slow and prevent enemies from escaping. Slowed targets can only move 1 step that turn instead of their usual movement speed, which can be extremely punishing for some squishier targets that can move a lot and usually escape, but will be unable to if hit by a zombie. The zombie's special ability is its resurrection ability. According to its stat card, it has a 29% chance to come back into the fight. So basically, if the zombie is killed, it has a 29% chance to emerge from the ground a couple turns later. But if it tries to emerge and an enemy is standing on top of it, it will not resurrect and it will be out for the rest of the fight. So try to keep your enemies off your graves. With the fairly high resurrection chance, you're actually pretty likely to have at least 1 of your 2 zombies resurrect in the match, and if you're lucky, maybe both of them resurrect. I believe they can resurrect indefinitely, but it's very uncommon for a zombie to resurrect twice or 3 times in one match. Okay, so now let's get to the strategy of using a zombie. So I believe that they fill a really good niche in this game in that they're probably the best trappers in the entire game. Since you get 2 of them, and if they're hitting the same target, your chance to slow them goes from 33% up to about 56%. So that means that a lot of targets that can usually slip away will actually get caught and will end up being able to be hit next turn by all your troops. They really prevent your enemy from utilizing movement, which is the most important strategy part of this entire game. The fact that you get 2 of them is also a big bonus because it helps you cover more of the board and block off pathways, while also enabling you to keep up a good map presence. if you pair it with something that takes up 2 slots, this could get you back up to 6 slots. Or if you're using it with 5 other troops, it could give you the numbers advantage once again. So it's even better for trapping enemies in the corner. And it's easier to trap enemies in the corner when they're slowed, because they can't reposition themselves as easily, and you can keep mobbing and surrounding them. So I would recommend the zombie on teams that don't use the ice mortar, pretty much. Because the ice mortar is probably the only thing that's gonna really do super effective damage to the zombies. The zombies also have a lot of options in regards to which armor they can wear. I'm a little confused by their armor choices, but I'm gonna have to say, if you want an offensively based zombie, you're gonna want to go with no helmet. But if you're gonna want to go for a defensive zombie, you're gonna want to go with the heavy helmet, even though it overweighs you. But I feel like if you make it the hero, that really high defense is much better than having no defense, and that can offset the fact that you deal absolutely no damage. But it doesn't matter that you're not doing damage, because I feel like the slow is the most important part of the zombie. The light helmet, I don't understand the light helmet. It only seems to give a damage decrease. So if anything, I would say anything but the light helmet. So thank you for watching, and be sure to check out the other guides. This is a Weekly Light, and see you next week, I guess.